Beef bean and udon noodles. I love this dish. It's actually a family favourite at the moment because it's a cross between a stir fry and a curry. So I'm going to be stir frying off some beef and the beans, but then serving it in this lush curry sauce thanks to the coconut milk. Now we need to start stir frying, which means we need to preheat our wok. Now I'm going to be using my large hob, so this hob in the middle, and get that really, really high. Put your pan on it and get that hot too. So you want this to almost be smoking. We want this because we want to sear off the meat. We don't want to stew it. So we want some lovely caramelization on our beef. So I'll add some peanut oil. And the beef I'm using is a rump steak. I love rump steak. It's got a wonderful chew to it. It's meaty and it doesn't sort of fall apart. So it really holds its shape as it stir fries. I've cut my steak into super thin strips like this and I don't mind a little bit of fat through it. That is flavour. Now that that's smoking, we're going to add our beef and I'm actually going to do it in 2 stages. I don't want to overcrowd that pan, so just spread out the meat. Let that fry for a moment. We don't want to cook the meat all the way through at this stage. We just want to flash fry it so it's still got a slight thickness in the centre. So it's all about really quick movement here. And you can see how hot this stove is. That's what I'm after. Okay, that is looking just right. See, we've got slight caramelisation. And we'll add the next batch of beef. So separate them. Now, while that's searing off, I've got 1 onion here and I'm just going to thinly slice the onion. I want a whole onion. The thinner you slice this, the faster it is going to cook. All right, that's looking good. Let's go back to our beef. Quick toss. Fantastic. It doesn't matter if there's a few little rare bits there, that's totally fine. We're just looking for that caramelisation. All right, time for the onion to go in. So another splash of oil and then in with the onion. While that's cooking off, a little ginger, nice thin slices of ginger, and then I'm going to pile them up and julienne them. I do want this to be a dominant taste in this stir fry / curry, so just pile them up, then thinly slice it. So this is about a 3 to 4 centimetre piece of ginger, and I want these little strips. Okay, and a little more. Ginger and beef are best friends, so that's why I love a good hit of that. This can also go in at this stage. Fantastic. So from here on in, it all goes quite fast. We can add our beans next. Look at these stunning beans. You could change this up if you like. You could use some snake beans or even some broccoli works a treat. So I'm going to cut these into 3 and they take no time at all to cook. In fact, I do want a slight crunch to them, so you do want to leave them until this stage. And really easy measurements to remember here: 400 grams of beans, 400 grams of noodles and 400 grams of beef. It does look like a lot of beans, but I don't want it to be only about the beef. I want everything to be quite substantial. In with our beans. And then we'll just coat those beans in all of that onion and ginger. And once they're quite glossy like that, I'll add some curry powder, any type of curry powder you like, a good amount of that. Curry powder is fantastic to use, particularly if you're not too keen on a lot of spice, and also for kids. I use this and it's just so mild in flavour, but you get that lovely perfume from it. Coconut milk, and that's also going to help those beans cook. Smells fantastic. I will season it with a pinch of salt. I'll also get some seasoning in here with some light soy sauce. To balance that out, some honey. Just scrape that in, let that honey melt into that coconut milk. So I'm just going to let this cook for another minute or so before I add those noodles. I just want to take the rawness out of those beans. Then in goes our gorgeous udon noodles. Now you can use Hokkien for this, but udon noodles have a really delicious chew. They also hold their shape, fantastic texture for a stir fry / curry like this. All right, sauce is thickened up, the beans are cooked. In with our noodles, big handful there. And we want to toss everything together. Those big, thick noodles are like sponges. It's going to absorb all that delicious curry and coconut flavour. So good. All right, The very last thing I want to add is the beef. I just want to leave it to the last minute so it doesn't overcook. Any pan juices, equal flavour, so all of that goes in there. We want to toss everything together to coat in the sauce. And that is done. Very generous portion here, but that's how I like it. It is so tasty and there's nothing wrong with leftovers. They taste fantastic the next day. So I'll get a generous amount of our noodles, place them in the middle, and lots of those beautiful beans on the top. For some extra crunch, I like the addition of some peanuts. You could also add some spring onions if you like, but I want to keep it really basic. It's all about that coconut curry sauce. It's so good. That meat's cooked to perfection. It's a midweek wonder. Pop that on the menu.